I'm Laura Kim, and I did a project through USC. My issue was human trafficking, which is the equivalent of the global sex trade. At first, I didn't know a lot about it. I was actually unfamiliar with the sex trade. Dr. Parrish assigned a reading called Half the Sky by Nicholas Kristof, and it was just basically personal accounts of victims in the sex trade and just their experiences and the violence that they had to be subjected to, and it was really, really enlightening to me because I had no idea that such things existed. I did a blog which I updated every 2 or 3 days to a week, and then in the last month or so of the semester I made a video, and it was a compilation of all the facts that deal with the sex trade. A lot of the countries that have the most victims coming out of them are more poverty-ridden. I didn't know that there was such thing as a global sex trade where they made a business of selling women, or young children even at that. The traffickers would have to break down their victims in ways to control them and have them be submissive. And I thought that was really sad because a lot of those ways are really inhumane, like starvation, confinement, threats of physical abuse. But the blog was kind of more fun for me so that I could just write whatever I wanted to write, and the certain topics that I would get kind of angry about, I would be able to say whatever. At the reception today, people were very happy to see the video because it wasn't scared to say really harsh facts, and that's because there's a really harsh reality involved in the sex trade. I think people can just help by raising awareness, by letting their friends know, by letting their families know that this is actually a global issue. And it's not like world hunger where it's easily combated because so many organizations are already dealing with it. I think that this is an issue where public awareness would be really key. As students of the future and of the present, we're definitely in charge of what happens, and these issues that we're addressing are going to be one day in our hands, and we're going to be the ones that have to deal with them. So I would just say that if you feel passionate about something, if you feel passionate about some kind of issue, I didn't feel passionate about this issue until I read that book, and then I've done research and I've read these things that have actually been felt in my I think there's a lot of projects probably around the world in all kinds of universities that where students share these things where they're interested in a certain issue, but it doesn't really leave the classroom because there's kind of no hope for whatever work was done to be submitted to the world. It would be cool to have a whole compilation of it on a site where we could all basically look at each other's work and see other students and other places that are interested in the same topics as us. I would love to see students' work that worked with the same thing as mine, and then maybe we can all collaborate together and do something great.